Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today I prepared cheese spreads 3 ways, perfect anytime. But first, a visit to Mahoning RiverLodge's unique vacation units, a grain bin, shipping container, and cabin right here in our own backyard. Oh, man, it is cold out there, but you want to see this. There is a hot tub, there is your private dining, and then this beautiful patio overlooks the Mahoning River. We're in Mahoning County. I am in a grain bin. That is what this place is. And it's amazing. This whole Mahoning River Lodge has a container house. It has a little cabin and has the grain bin. And one of the owners is Nicole and Dave. And you guys, this place is really cool. I cannot believe it's so close to where I live.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize how close it is out here, and it's right on the river, and you can kayak down the river.
I mean, it's really, even in the winter, I think it's a cool place to go. And the grain bin, this is really the most popular rental, isn't it?
It is, yes. I mean, all of them get rented, but the grain bin seems to be the most popular.
It's so unique. Okay, so you go into the rental business, vacation rentals, and was there a grain bin kit?
No.
How did you know how to make a round house?
We didn't. Trial.
And why a grain bin?
We were looking at the tree houses at first, but there's quite a few of them, so we wanted something different. So
And you guys must really look for the trends.
yeah,
Yes.
we found this in pieces. So
Where do you go? Where does one go to find a bin to live in?
marketplace.
Really? What is that? An online site?
Yeah.
And you just start looking.
Yep.
How thick, like how sturdy were these walls? I mean, because they've got to support all this drywall and stuff.
It's all framed out. It's real sturdy.
It seems warm and sturdy.
Yeah,
and
insulated.
are you really happy with the way this came out?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, wait till
Thank
we
you.
get the full tour. And it was so popular, you're building more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bigger and better.
And all of these only sleep two.
Correct. A couple's retreat.
Is that what it is? A couple's retreat where you come
Have a
and you
romantic
strengthen the bonds of your marriage.
Yes.
So what kind of people do you see that are renting these places?
We have a lot of couples. We've had a few friend groups come, and girlfriends, mother-daughter trips, a lot of anniversary trips, a lot of honeymoons.
Really?
We get a lot of people that want to come for a night for a honeymoon.
On the Mahoning River. Who would have thought?
Right?
And where do the people come from? Are they more local, or what
A
areas?
lot of our guests come from Pennsylvania area. We've had several from Columbus area, a few from Dayton, Cleveland, but the majority are all from Pennsylvania.
I mean, I think this would be the perfect getaway, right? I'm right down the road. You know,
Right.
it's just to be out on the river. I mean, the water feature is really important, don't you think?
Oh yes.
Being right on the water. And in the summer, well, hey, if this keeps up, we can ice skate.
Right.
And, but you can kayak all year round, really.
Correct.
Do you have those things available?
Yep, they're year round. We have a lot of guests that say they just want to stay in for the weekend, but if you want to go out, we're only 10 minutes from Lake Milton. There's Halliday's Winery, Castaway Craig's, Prop House, the beach. There's a lot to do in Lake Milton too, but
Yeah.
a lot of our guests just prefer the quiet and to stay in and be on the river, be outside.
So look how cool this place is. This is the container house. And come on, Dale and Maddie, yeah, they're partners with the Englishes. And guess what? They had their honeymoon here.
Yes.
So we're gonna go inside and get the lowdown. And I like that you guys spent your honeymoon right here.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
we
Yeah, in the container house. Like, were you all by yourselves here?
We actually had our friends from Pennsylvania staying here. So our guy who actually was our officiant for our wedding stayed in the grain bin, and then our other friends were in the cabin. So we were kind of all out here, but then we got to be in here by ourselves. So
well, of course.
So it was nice. Yeah.
Well, hey, let's
we
have
got
a
to be
pajama
together,
party.
but then we got to be alone.
That is really nice. Now, how long have we been married?
A year and a half.
So it's working.
Yep.
Right? You know, the first year's the roughest I hear.
Yes.
And you really are all in on this stuff. Did you envision this? I mean, could you imagine how well it turned out from when it started? I mean, all the walkways and the paths and everything.
Oh, well, we had kind of a rough idea, and it turned out the way we pretty much planned, I think.
I think that's crazy. You guys kind of figured this out on your own, not like architectural drawings or kits or anything.
Just Dave and his
Why a container house? Because you see these all the time, and you think there's no way you can live in a container.
Right.
But you really can. So the walls, what do you do? Insulate it? How would you frame it out?
Yeah, it's not as like, the framing isn't as wide as the other ones, just because otherwise you'd be a lot smaller, but yeah, basically.
And they don't leak, right?
No.
Where did you get your containers?
We got these ones from Cleveland, I believe.
So you can
And
do
they brought
live
them in, and
ships.
then we had a train out, setting them.
What an ordeal. But I think it really came out cool. And what I love is that it's 2 containers. And I like the upper one has the patio and the hot tub.
Yes.
It's cool. It really is. Really very comfortable. And then a big shower. I
Little
like
TV.
it. Right. And what months did you get married? What month was
July. The end of July.
that? So you have beautiful weather. And you could really use the hot tub.
Yes.
Oh, I would love this. I am definitely coming out here. Look at the beautiful view. Who would have thought?
I know.
Right here in Mahoning County, you could get so sexy.
I know.
Oh, we have the curtain. This is,
Yep, so you can shut those and
love
yeah.
it. I love it.
Yep.
Now we'll go down, huh?
Yep.
Well, this is the cabin. This is the first one you built, and I think this is my favorite. It's
Yeah.
really cozy. It has a really nice vibe, and I really like the area around it. I really like this. I think this is going to be my favorite. So when I go on my next honeymoon, I might be staying in the cabin. So tell me, guys, you really are even selling out in the winter, huh? A lot of people are interested in getting away.
Definitely on the weekends.
And we've got a new project in Millersburg.
Pretty excited about it.
It's like a quadruple
Yeah, a bigger
quadruple
grain bin.
container and another grain bin.
Yeah,
All right, so we got to check that out. You guys gonna take me up there?
sure.
We'll do
Like
some
Amish
cheese
country?
making. We'll visit the Amish, get a couple quilts.
Yep. Eat some
You know,
food.
eat some good food. No, but really, this has been awesome. And I think you guys are really onto something. I love that you're right here on the river, and I really appreciate you giving me the tour. I like it. Yeah, come on, we're gonna go kayaking now.
Yes.
Thanks, really.
Lots of fun.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take off with the Casey Malone Show. Woohoo!
It's the Hunting and Fishing Super Show and Sale at the Expo Building at the Canfield Fairgrounds. Huge discounts on rods, reels, and more. Hunting and fishing seminars on walleye, turkey, deer, and more. Free giveaways to the first 100 kids. It's the Hunting and Fishing Super Show February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at the Canfield Fair.
We are getting close. Scabba Camp is almost here. A year-round destination for adults with disabilities and their families to get away, close to home. Accessible to all, with no barriers. Donate now to Gabba Camp. Help others to enjoy this unique recreational destination. For adults with disabilities and their families to enjoy an accessible camping experience. Donate to Gabba Camp. Giving is living.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Woolley Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Woolley Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, today I'm excited to share with you these cheese dips or spreads that I've been making throughout the years, and I don't know why I didn't share them with you sooner. They're really easy to prepare. All fresh ingredients, and when you're entertaining, you can just keep them in the fridge, pop them out, or when you're tailgating, or if you're watching the game, the Super Bowl. These are really versatile. A lot of different ingredients. You can switch out, whatever your taste calls for. But I think you're gonna be really happy with these. One is Swiss cheese based, the other is cheddar based, and the one I'm gonna make first is the $1 million dip. When I was living in San Antonio a million years ago, everybody made this $1 million dip, which was from Neiman Marcus. They had a big restaurant in Dallas, the Zodiac. And this was a take on this cheese spread that they served. And I never heard of it, but a lot of people down there would bring it to parties, like we use the Youngstown Club cheese or whatever. This was kind of a local thing. So I'm gonna start with this dip, and then we'll make the rest. For this recipe, you'll need 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of freshly shredded cheddar cheese, and 1 cup of freshly shredded Swiss cheese, 8 strips of bacon, diced, fried until crispy and drained, 1/3 cup of slivered or sliced almonds, toasted and then broken up, 4 green onions chopped fine, 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of hot sauce. Now, the only thing I had to prepare was, toasting the almonds and frying the bacon, but everything else is pretty easy. Now, I know you want the shortcut where you get the pre-shred. Do not, if at all possible, shred it yourself, because there is things that are in those shredded cheese to make sure they don't stick together, but it really does make a difference if you use a fresh shred. So the first one is a sharp cheddar, and I did shred these myself. Gino can witness that. Also, some Swiss cheese. You can use a Jarlsberg or Gruyere, but I just use regular Swiss. And mayonnaise. This is a 1/2 cup. I'm not a real big fan of mayo. I use Miracle Whip, but the original recipe calls for mayonnaise. So there we go, little Miracle Whip. And then, we just keep adding all these ingredients. The onion powder, come on out, onion powder. And wait till you taste this dip. It is so good. And it's got a little crunch, which I like. The green onions, the parsley, and the bacon, probably the star of the show. And the almonds, because you know how I love crunch in my stuff. And last but not least, Frank's. Now, if you don't like it hot, just leave that out. But it does add a nice flavor profile. So all you do is mix this together really well. And I use a spatula because I don't want to break up any of the nuts or the bacon much more, because they're already pretty little. And then you just stir this until thoroughly combined. And it really does come together nicely. The mayonnaise, it's a pretty decent amount with a 1/2 cup. If you like it, a little more wet, you can add more mayonnaise, but I think this is more than enough. And you just keep mixing this together. And what you really have to do, though, is at least 2 hours in the fridge or overnight, because you really want these flavors to meld together. And oh my gosh, wait until you taste this. It is so delicious and it is packed with flavor. But just look at that. Look at all the beautiful ingredients, and it comes together like that. And I'm telling you, I can see why they call it the $1 Million Dip, because it's really different, but it's really easy. And I'm sure your guests are going to enjoy it. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge and let it cool, and then we'll be right back and we will make the cheddar dip. All right, next up is the sharp cheddar cheese spread, and you are going to really like this. This has a little bit of Mexicana flavors. I have some pickled jalapeno. Hey, and if you want it really hot, you can use, fresh jalapeno, and you can decide, do I want the seeds or not? But there's cilantro, lime juice, and I think this really is a winner. So let's go over the ingredients really quickly, and then we are going to make the sharp cheddar cheese spread. For this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of freshly shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1/4 to 1/2 cup of mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of pickled jalapeno or jarred hot peppers, drained and chopped, 1/4 cup of green onion, white and green parts chopped fine, juice from 1 lime, 1/4 cup of freshly chopped cilantro, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, that is optional, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Well, again, you're going to see how easily this comes together. Again, remember, freshly shredded cheese. Boy, I've said that quite a bit, and it's hard to say, freshly shredded cheddar. And so make sure it's freshly shredded. It's worth the effort. Trust me on this. All right, so here is sharp cheddar cheese. Here is mayonnaise. I am using 1/4 cup, but if you are a mayo fan, this is Miracle Whip, don't forget. And the milk. So this will help loosen everything up. The green onion, oh my gosh, I just love green onions. I just love them. Cilantro, I know some people are weird about cilantro, they don't like it. I mean, I guess that's a true thing. You could truly have an aversion to it. Might taste soapy or something. I like it. If you don't like the cilantro, again, do parsley or don't add anything. The cumin, I always like that addition. I love pickled jalapenos. I'm adding these. And they're a little more mild, but again, if you want a little more heat, you know what to do. Add the fresh ones. Lime juice, always appropriate. And then a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Now I have the hot sauce out. I'm gonna add a couple dashes, but this is optional. But it's like, we're going a little Tex-Mex here, so we might as well do it. Now, again, see, you just put it all together. And it really is a pretty presentation, There's colors and different flavors melding together. The lime juice really makes it pop. And you just keep mixing it until it's thoroughly combined. And you don't want to put it like with a mixer because it'll bust everything up. But you just got to do this by hand. That would be, the most work you do other than the shred. So it's all put together. And when again, 2 hours minimum, you really want these flavors to meld together, and then overnight is really preferred. And we'll be right back, and we are going to do the Swiss cheese spread, and you are gonna love it. Hang on, we'll prepare my favorite of the 3 spreads right after this.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
It's the Hunting and Fishing Super Show and Sale at the Expo Building at the Canfield Fairgrounds. Huge discounts on rods, reels, and more. Hunting and fishing seminars on walleye, turkey, deer, and more. Free giveaways to the first 100 kids. It's the Hunting and Fishing Super Show February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at the Canfield Fair.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
Well, this will be the last of the 3 dips or spreads, whatever you want to call them. But this one I think is my personal favorite. It is made with Swiss cheese, and you could use a Gruyere, you could use a Jarlsberg, but I'm just using regular Swiss cheese.
For this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of freshly shredded Swiss, Jarlsberg, or Gruyere cheese, 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of milk, 1/4 cup of red onion, finely chopped, juice from 1/2 lemon, 1/4 cup of freshly chopped parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a pinch of salt and pepper, and chopped fresh chives for garnish.
And this is good. So you just put the fresh shred. Remember, I said you've got to freshly shred your cheese. So 2 cups. And then you add, let's start with these emulsifiers first. So I'm only using 1/4 cup, or you could use more if you like it, but my preference is 1/4. And it is Miracle Whip, not mayonnaise. This is the milk, 2 tablespoons. I'm using 2%. It really doesn't matter. And then a little lemon juice, that is 1/2 lemon, and the parsley. The red onion, chopped fine. I really am a fan of the red onion. I think it's great. A little bit of cayenne, not a lot, just 1/2 teaspoon. A little bit of heat, and then a pinch of salt, and a pinch of ground black pepper. Now I have the chives over here and they're chopped, but this will be for the garnish when we serve it. And again, this comes together really quickly. You just want to mix it thoroughly. You've got all these wonderful ingredients and it's such a pretty color. And honestly, this is my favorite. I've got to tell you. All my children, this is my favorite. But again, you just mix this up really well. I always have one popping out of the bowl. And it's thoroughly mixed, see? And then again, remember, a minimum of 2 hours in your refrigerator, but preferably overnight for all the flavors to meld. All right, so I'll put this away. And of course, I made them already. I have a whole bunch ready to go. So we will be right back to taste all these spreads. Well, I am so glad you're here, Jelaine.
Well,
your fans have been asking for you. They're like, where's your mom been?
Oh, it's been holidays.
You know, I locked her down in the basement. So I let her up for the big taste. And I think you're going to really like these. Now, this is the Swiss cheese.
Okay.
This is the sharp cheddar and has Mexican flavorings. And this one is the $1 million cheese spread from
Needless Markup.
That's right, Needless Markup.
Oh.
And boy, I'll tell you though, it is really good. I ate this a lot in Texas.
I've been there at the one in Beverly Hills. It's a lovely restaurant.
Is it? Did you eat some of this $1 million spread?
No, I did not.
Well, let's see. So I don't know which one you want to start with. I'm going $1 million because that is one of my favorites. Really good. The bacon flavor.
It is.
Isn't that good?
Very good.
My favorite, really though, is the Swiss. It's really versatile. Remember, these are really versatile. Delicious.
This would be good just to make a sandwich.
I know, really. You don't want to melt it. You don't want to do grilled cheese, but it would be really good as a sandwich spread. 3 ways. Really easy to make. Remember though, fresh shred. People hate to do that. I hate to give you the extra work assignment, but it really needs to happen. So Mom, in celebration of you being back, I got a really nice dry rosé. Want to grab it? It's from France. They really do a nice job with the rosés, and I think you're gonna like it.
Stovia.
Cheers. I mean, isn't that nice?
It's very nice.
So wine and cheese.
That's right.
So we've got the cheese spreads 3 ways, and they will be on my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. I think these will be your new favorites.
You did a great job, Casey. They're very good.
Thank you. Cheers.
For more information regarding any content from our show, please visit our website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Your comments and ideas are appreciated. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.